Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Shinrin Yoku, and Yurt Life, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, February 29th, around 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 2024. Texas Smokehouse Creek Fire, now the largest in state history and the second largest in the history of the United States. Keep calm. It's boom time. Epic blizzard now hitting Tahoe, Mammoth, and the Sierra Nevada with a vengeance. Totals will be epic, and we'll get to those snow totals in just a minute. March roars in, storm to bombard the Pacific Northwest with hail, thunder, and snow, and a plethora of travel impacting weather conditions will impact portions of Washington and Oregon over the next few days as a stormy weather pattern persists in the region. Here we can see the storm continues Friday into Saturday with heavy snow in the Sierras and falling snow levels with strong winds. There's the map through Saturday. Friday specifically, you can see snow in the blue regions with rain and snow in the pink. And some of the totals are crazy through Friday. 1 to 2 feet in Snoqualmie Pass, 2 to 3 feet at White Pass, 1 to 2 feet at Government Camp, 2 feet to 3 feet at Santiam Pass, and Willamette Pass is seeing 2 to 3 feet as well today alone. Saturday, more snow to hit the region as the snow spreads over a wider portion of the Pacific Northwest. 11 tornadoes hit Illinois during the most recent storm, according to the National Weather Service. And heavy winds toppled trees and poles and power lines across New Jersey. This is the same storm that developed those 11 tornadoes. Power outages as of this morning were mild. Let's refresh this and see if they've gotten any better. Yeah, much better numbers. Just 4,000 without power in New Jersey, 3,000 in PA, and 14,000 in New York. As the Texas Smokehouse Creek Fire grows to the largest in state history and the second largest in the history of the United States. As of Thursday morning, 130 fires were burning across the state, according to Texas A&M Fire Service. And here's just a few in the Panhandle. Smokehouse Creek Fire over 1 million acres now and continuing to grow with containment at less than 3%. Now, the question I have is, a lot of people are claiming this has something to do with smart cities. Well, there are hundreds of wildfires all across the center of the U.S. when we had high wind warnings. So it's more likely that high wind is the reason that we have so many fires in this region. Critical fire weather concerns continue in the plains with a powerful storm in the west and heavy lake effect snow downwind of the Great Lakes. Very warm, dry air combined with winds gusting as high as 30 miles per hour will support critical fire weather concerns across the Central Plains through this afternoon. In the west, blizzard conditions in the mountains and heavy coastal rain will prevail through the weekend. Hazardous travel is anticipated. Heed the warnings. Lake effect snow will develop over the upper parts of Michigan and southeast Lake Ontario today and continue overnight. Take a look at the winter storm watches and warnings out for the west. Let's take a look at some of those snowfall totals as we move through here. Friday into Saturday morning, 4 feet of snow for the Sierras, heavy snow for the west, and a spattering through the plains here. Here is the rest of the weekend, Sunday through Monday morning. Continuously heavy snow for the west as the storm system moves east into Colorado and the Four Corners region. Monday and into Tuesday. Here is Wednesday into Thursday and Friday as another system comes in to pummel the west with more snow. And the pattern looks quite snowy through mid-March. Seismic update. We did have a quake up here in the Arctic. Take a look at that. Way up there. Look at that, baby. I can't even click on it. It's not letting me click on that. Yeah, there it is. Anywho, no real quakes of note. We did have a small cluster of quakes in Japan, 19 to 20 kilometers, that looked a little worrisome. But no large quake coming out of that small cluster. A small uptick in seismicity on the west coast, including a huge cluster here in that Cascadia fracture zone. So keep a close eye on that, as these all appear to be surface quakes. Do have a 2.5 out here in Stanley, Idaho. Absolutely normal activity. Mexico's Popo volcano erupting 13 times in a single day. And this caused a shutdown of the airport there in Mexico City. And apparently, yeah, we don't have the bandwidth. Mexico's National Disaster Prevention Center said Wednesday the Popocatépetl volcano, located 50 miles from the country's capital, has erupted 13 times in the past day, and urged people to not try to climb it due to the debris shooting out of the crater. That's amazing they had to say that. Keeping a close eye on Iceland, as an eruption is imminent, probably in the next 3 to 5 days, based on all data we've looked at, and no seismicity currently happening. Worldwide volcano news update: normal activity worldwide except the uptick at Popo. As we move over to a quick space weather news update, as we can see, the last 24 hours on our star, quite low sea activity after this long duration, low level M flare, which actually on SDO came from this region right here. And let's see if we can play that for you. So we're back here with SDO, and we're going to show you that from this region, that's where that coronal mass ejection popped out the other day. Boom, right there. And that may be headed our way, according to the WSA Enlil spiral. There you can see that coronal mass ejection shooting out there and headed towards Earth, with the glancing blow late on the 2nd, early on the 3rd. All telemetry showing in the detail forecast no geomagnetic storm, just maybe KP4 instability there. So nothing much to worry about, and probably low-level chances of aurora, unfortunately. At solar max, the sun is quite quiet. Now, impact of population aging on future temperature-related mortality at different global warming levels. Say that 5 times fast. This is just nothing more than funding gobbledygook. Yeah, if it's warmer out, people tend to have better lives, by the way. Now, if you eat ultra-processed food, you're not going to have a better life. In fact, ultra-processed foods have been linked to heart disease, diabetes, mental disorders, and early death, according to a new study. And you don't have to eat much. But eating ultra-processed food raises the risk of developing or dying from dozens of adverse health conditions, according to a new review of 45 meta-analysis on almost 10 million people. They found consistent evidence linking higher intakes of ultra-processed foods with over 70% of the 45 different health outcomes assessed, according to senior author Wolfgang Marx. So you should be trying to eat clean, whole foods, and eliminate all ultra-processed foods from your diet. Now, the higher intake was considered about 1 serving, or 10% more ultra-processed foods per day. So if you reach that threshold, you have a very high likelihood of being miserable. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video, as we are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. We love you. Be safe. And that is a boom.